KO episode 65 is here. Light turns green, then let's better get the move on. It may not have looked like a big deal, but racing this madly inside town easily causes bad crashes, and this guy hopefully only kills himself at some point and nobody else. Here we got the worst kind of a traffic jam, but oh boy, we got some emergency corridor here. This is the case because some tow truck or service vehicle is working itself through, and there gotta be some entitled driver who's like, well, thank you very much for making space for my invaluable person. At this intersection here, things are getting a little bit chaotic.
Also wir haben hier ein sehr, sehr deutliches Zusammenrücken. Es gab ja hier innenpolitische scharfe Streitigkeiten. Das scheint wie
We know cyclists like to go crazy, but scooter riders very often don't mess around as well, and they take any little gap they can make out. Now the scooter rider puts himself in front of the BMW in a very cocky way, but that driver seems to have an issue with this kind of two-wheeler.
Welche Vorschläge und Forderungen hat die polnische Regierung an ihre Partner in der EU und der NATO vielleicht auch?
Still, this rider keeps going like a T-Rex is chasing him, and who knows how long he will stay healthy with such a riding style. The pass on the right was already unnecessarily risky, and together with all the other moves, how far did he make it? Was it worth it to ride so recklessly? Where the hell do you think you're going? That sun is a little evil, but it's not the reason for this crap here. Seriously guys, the clip donator told us he was looking him straight in the eyes, but the guy kept going anyway. The same stupid thing could be the case here. People really love to navigate themselves into stupid situations, while driving is so much more relaxed when you don't try to squeeze into any gap. Here there is a truck with a somewhat slow van in front of it, and only so many cars can fit into this gap.
Hey, die Spur hört ja auf, Kacke! Was mache ich denn jetzt?
Tja, das gibt's doch nicht, ey. Guck dir mal den an.
Now we are about to witness two big and clean stop signs, but never mind. Marcus told us that as he crossed the line, the car approaching from the left was still pretty far away. I guess the driver of that car thought different. So there are two options. Either the Mercedes driver was too fast or he was closer than anticipated. Whatever it was, it does not justify this intentional dangerous driving he shows here, and boy would it have been nice if some squad car was in reach. Because society doesn't need this bullshit on the road. The dude could have rightfully honked while passing. Anything else shows a fragile ego and a caveman brain. Oh, look at that, we got a red light. Not me!
Er war hinter uns, ist jetzt rechts rum und ist dann hier außen rumgefahren.
Was hat den gebissen gerade, sag mal? Hä? Was?
Dat weet je niet, die goos.
Ja, zet daar
Wow.
Die is een ars.
Ja.
Together with Flo in a truck in Sweden, we are about to hook up with the locals. Ah, crap. Flo was punched in the face by his blind spot. It's a matter of really bad luck. Good thing is, nobody was hurt and the car could even go on driving, but needed to be scrapped afterwards because of way too expensive damages to the mainframe. So how could this happen anyway? You see, our lane merges into the main runway in a very unfortunate angle, and remember that the dashcam sits literally right at the windshield, while the driver sits quite a bit further behind and sees less than the camera. So while Flo could not see the car right before impact, an experienced truck driver should easily be able to keep other cars in mind when he's approaching those other lanes from a bit of distance away a few seconds earlier, and he should remember, there was a red car over there a few seconds ago. I don't see it anywhere. Where could it be? And advice for drivers of cars, never drive next to a truck, especially not next to the tractor unit. Those drivers got a rather bad sight this closely around the vehicle, and even if it's just about them being a little too oblivious, it doesn't matter who's at fault in the end, because in a car, you are losing this battle. And it certainly would be better to prevent a crash instead of just being able to point fingers afterwards. Because after all, a truck weighs 40 tons, and who knows if your car can protect you, so that you wouldn't suffer injuries from a battle with a heavyweight. Switching from high weight to high speed. We are running 190 kph on the Autobahn. Many of us know such situations, ain't that right? Stupid idiots who obliviously push onto the main runway, no shits given, and risking bad crashes. Our man was able to prevent a crash with properly watching all traffic. He very early anticipated such a thing happening, he knew the left lane was clear and quickly moved over instead of trying to brake behind this frickin' lunatic. We are driving with Toby here, and now he needs to brake quite a lot because of this truck pulling out in front of him. No honking or swearing or dangerous passing, he takes it properly relaxed because it's just bad luck. It's not about this maneuver anyway, but about the following driving of the truck. He seems to be hardly able to stay in lane, swerving all over the place and then constantly claiming some of the other lane too. That's already bad enough, but it gets worse. At some point under a bridge, he seems to be forgetting about steering. Take a look.
Alter.
Damn, that was a close one. Imagine you're just driving around and suddenly a big-ass truck is coming head-on. Toby stuck to his bumper for a while because could have been an issue about drunk driving, but after the near crash under the bridge, he was driving perfectly normal again. We can assume that it's a matter of phone in hand and why it's rightfully banned from being used while driving. Tammy here seems to be a magnet for blind people. Various ones can't make out the arrows on the ground showing where a lane is supposed to go. First one here. There another one. And number 3 over here. Priority to right, yo. Hey, do you guys know sidewalks? We got plenty of them in Germany, so I guess this woman must be American. Because there, a ridiculous number of roads doesn't even have a single sidewalk. She may be used to be walking in between cars. Seems like we got an American driver in the little yellow car here, going all crowbar style. Oh, come on, Roman. You can clearly see how the car is accelerating on the sidewalk towards a light pole, and you're just refusing to slow down even a little. What did you expect? Of course the other driver shouldn't have brought this ridiculous move, but you had your chance to prevent this pretty close call. One of those many dim-witted encounters of two similar idiots in traffic which often ends in unnecessary accidents. We got another clip from Roman. He's not doing anything here. This Mercedes wants to change lanes because of a stopped car in front of it. He keeps indicating and watching traffic, waiting until there is a gap, and well, I am not sure what caused him to just gun it when there was another car to come, but I guess his patience was wearing thin and he didn't intend to cut anybody off. But possible he was pointing his eyes somewhere else for a second, and such a thing results. He's got a nice Mercedes, but as I like to say, no amount of money buys you patience or makes you a good driver. In fact, many people being able to afford really nice cars are some of the worst drivers. Our bro Leon here shows the opposite with a somewhat old and not very expensive Opel Zafira. The British may know it as a Vauxhall. Anyway, nothing much happening here, but Leon's showing us this very interesting first-person view. He should be running the Nürburgring with this camera setup. That would be better action than some Hollywood blockbuster. So anyway guys, that's it for today. I hope you had as much fun with the video as I did. If you feel for watching another episode, there is your playlist to the right. Get yourself some ice cream and then watch some more. Always works nicely with me. Grüezi wohl!